Good evening, everyone. Hello everyone, we're back once again. It's Invictus Racing League here for season 21. The evaluation races are live and happening. It's been a long time since we last had a proper Formula 1 stream, but tonight we have a bunch of drivers ready to take action on circuit. Two races coming up this evening. It's Silverstone and Austria, of course, the Red Bull Ring for that one. I'm delighted to say that joining me tonight, Jack TM53 Synopsis, your commentator, as was during the F2 Mini League. Tonight we have the IRL director himself, Mikey, RK13. Pleasure to have you with us, Mikey. How are you doing this evening?
I'm not too bad, thanks mate, and thanks for having me in the box with you. So it'd be quite interesting to see, obviously, the racing that we're going to have tonight. Obviously, like you said, two sets of races, so prepare us for the upcoming season 21.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to tonight's racing. If you are new to Invictus Racing League and you're watching, hello to those people that are already joining us this evening. You know, it's 21 seasons. We're about to embark on to that 21st one, but we've got to do evaluation races first. Now, the point of the evaluation races is over the last few seasons at IRL, the team has ran qualification time trials, pace assessments, but this season, Mikey and the rest of the team decided to make the decision of doing some evaluation races. It also gave us the chance to refine the streams, gave us to refine our settings within the lobbies and iron out any issues. So we're looking forward to tonight. There's one driver we're missing on. We would have started, but we are missing the one driver, so we'll be kicking things off shortly. One-shot qualifying for both of the races at Silverstone and the Red Bull Ring, and a 25% race. Mikey, in terms of tonight and for IRL and everything, what are you hoping for from the action tonight? What are you hoping for on-track action?
Looking forward to seeing some really good, obviously, racing, close-knit racing. Obviously, everyone loves to see that from start to finish. But then, obviously, at the end of the day, we're hoping to sort of see a fairness. Obviously, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to enjoy themselves. But then, as you know, our regulations within the league, we want to make it as fair as possible for everyone. So obviously, when it comes to obviously dirt driving and stuff like that, in a way, these sort of evaluation races is a way of us being able to see obviously newer members of the group. Or obviously, you know, it's one of them. No one wants to be in like a championship fight and then get took out. Obviously, if it's one of those mistakes, fair enough. But like, if it was an intentional sort of move, so. But yeah, it's more just to see how obviously we've got quite a few new members, quite a few returning members as well, funny enough. So it's mainly just to see everyone's racecraft and as well a bit of a laugh. So get us prepped for the next season. So.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And like Mikey was saying, we have got a number of drivers who are returning, who we have not seen for quite some time. It's really nice to have them back. Good evening to Iran, who's commented in the chat area. Good to see you. Good to have you returning back to us in the Kick Sauber car this evening. Keeping an eye out for the black and green liveried. Iran, who will be racing around there. We've got Owen as well, who's popped back in. We've got a few other new drivers. Tris Games X. The Irish flag next to his name in the Ferrari is a new name to me, Giuliano Mano as well. So we have got a few new drivers in, a few who participated last season as well, and we know that, you know, Bashi was one who popped up a few times last season. Good to have Stinos Sydney with us as well. We're waiting for Hulkenberger. There's one driver who's for some reason having a few issues in terms of getting everything in. I don't really know what's happening, but in any case, Hulkenberger has said just go, so I think we should go. So I'm sure Clips will start the lobby in a moment for the one-shot qualifying. Mikey, in terms of Silverstone as a racetrack, I mean, you know, there's 24 circuits on the F1 calendar. Where does this rank for you personally? We are about to go in about 20 seconds time.
See, I could be sort of biased here, being a Brit. So you're going to be like, oh, it's up there. I'd probably say it's top 5
Yeah.
for me personally. Yourself?
Yeah, I think it's a great circuit, and it being my top 5 as well. Aaron saying, "Shall we ready up?" Yes, yes, we already have. Uh, okay. I've got a comment from Anorexic Geeson saying, "I've been in IRL seasons way back 11, 12, 13, 14, so I've way before mine and your time within Invictus Racing League, Mikey. But good to have you back, another returner."
Oh, it's good to see that. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's nice to see there's a few people who are obviously returning to us. Obviously people, like you said, well before our time. Makes you sound dead older. But it's just nice to see like older members sort of the community like coming back into it, or obviously find us again and like, oh, give them a go. So we do appreciate that. So.
And it's a whole new, fresh Invictus Racing League as well. We've had a number of seasons of different people running the championship, but with Mikey and the rest of the team as well, it's really nice to have a new direction. The social medias are back up and running. The regulations have been completely revamped, and it's just about this first season for us as running the community. We are about to go racing in 26 seconds time. Mikey, I'm going to let you do an onboard lap with somebody, so you pick a driver and I'll follow you and you can commentate on it.
Oh God.
I know, good luck. I put you on the spot. I'll do Austria.
Do you know what? I'm going to pick Lion of Greasby.
Lion of Greasby.
Just make him feel a bit pressured.
If he's watching.
He'll probably watch this later this month.
He will do, yeah.
So it's...
Mikey, take us... Well, let us go on a lap with him. He's in second.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously approaching turn 1. You want to be in probably gear 6, 7. Obviously turn 2. But I'll approach turn 3. Go for third gear. Drop it to second, going into turn 5. Take it wide. Go to turn 6, go down obviously the back straight, DRS, just go all the way down, probably break, say, the 50 metre board, gear 5 into turn 7, turn 8 you want to go into third, just let it flow out, obviously come back the old pit lane, obviously I can never remember the score names, so
Cops.
Apologise. Yeah, Cops. Obviously flat out here. Unfortunately didn't. As we're coming up to Maggott and Beckett, the left, the right. This week we're going to start slowing it down, try and get to third, fourth. Before obviously the main straight. DRS went all the way up to the end. Once again, 50 metre marker board you want to look for on the left hand side. See fourth gear, third gear here, as she's coming out, that's me comfortably. Past the pit lane on the right hand side, same again, into third, into second, coming up towards the last corner. Can he hit the apex? Surprisingly, yes, and across the line.
Well, Lion of Greasby over the line in 15th place, then looks like Stenos got pole position. We'll have a look at that in a moment. I'm fairly certain someone got disqualified.
I think that was Nitro.
Yeah, let's have a look. So it's Stenos who does take pole position by 1/10 of a second from Sydney, and Owen right in the mix as well. Jel Geeson, the Dutchman, in 4th place, and it's TTG Nathan, the last driver, within the top 5. Ruddo within a second of that in 6th place. Row 4, we got Matty, Rudd and Bashi. Row 5 is Kent and Clips Kiri round out the top 10. In terms of the bottom half of the table, it's Iran in 11th with DXT Matty in 12th place. Darryl and O'Stephen will line up on row 7 with Lion of Greasby, Sir Spud on row 8. Trist Game was the last driver to set a lap time with Nitro and Juliana Manu disqualifying themselves and validating their lap times.
But no, it's good to see the likes of Spud still joining us every season without fail. Obviously, he'll be happy to get the 16th award, for those who know the meme. But no, it's nice to see the likes of Spud and obviously other members of the community who've stuck around lately with us. So we massively do appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
it's been a bit of a turbulent time, I think, in the last good few months in terms of what's happened with Invictus. But I think we've got a nice stable footing to start building on from. And as I was saying before, season 21 is the first full season that we have to develop everything in terms of our practices. We've got our stewarding team, which is really, really strong. That got put in place through the Formula 2 season. We're still developing the comms team as well, which is going to take a bit of time. So there might be some ironing out issues to go as we go along, but we will learn. And that's why another reason why we've got these evaluation races is for our own benefit just as much as the drivers. We want to have good, clean racing. We want to have good action out there, but we also want it to be fair, and I think, Mikey, you'd agree with that.
yeah, massively. Like you said, obviously it gives us a chance to sort of implement new things and obviously hopefully take IRL forward. Like I literally agree with everything you've just said. I can't even add on to it. It's just hard to elaborate, to be honest. I'm just trying to think in the back of my head. I'm like, but yeah, you can't really say much more. But no, obviously, I will say this: we are massively happy that so many people have the faith, to give it a go. So it is massively appreciated by obviously myself and other members of the team. So.
And the other thing to say as well, sorry to cut in there, but the thing with F125 is that it is a step forward from 24. And good evening to, by the way, there's a few people who commented. Arun, good to see, and Arun and Julio and Manu have been used to race Sir Spud over 10 years ago in IRL. So that we're going back with some real good stuff here. Maras is saying to his good friend, "Oh God, not clips at Silverstone." Yeah, it always goes well. Evening to you, Jordan, as well. And Connor has just said the rookie, Julio Manu. Brilliant. So yeah, God, we got a lot to look forward to. I'm really excited tonight. Mikey, I'm going to get a prediction from you. Stenos on pole. Can he take the win? You got Owen up there. Couple of others in the top 6 who are within a second of pole, but top 3 separated by, what was it, a 10th and a third?
Off the top of my head, mate. Probably, I imagine so. But you can't really rule whether that's one thing I have learned over the years racing against them. You could have not the best of qualifying, but his race pace is unreal.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll go on presets for these races, so it's we don't know. But if we know Ruddo, we know he sort of pulls something out the bag. Mighty Rud might pull something out. I'm not sure that Lion agrees with them. I'll be honest, but he'll give it a go.
He will do his best. I to be honest with you, one thing I was saying before is that F125 is a step forward compared to 24, and it really is. I've had a little bit of a chance I've done a couple of full-length races on the wheel, and it does feel much more comfortable to drive. There isn't a weird sense of pointiness to the cars like there was in 24. We should have the formation lap, which we do, so that's in nicely and everyone gets away. And the other thing about 25 as well, and I'm sure you can all see it on the screen from the stream that we got here, the graphics, now that we no longer run previous gen consoles, it looks a lot better than 24.
Actually, I agree. Obviously, like you were saying about obviously the handling, because I knew that was a big issue you had. Obviously in the last game, quite a few times where it just didn't feel right. But then a lot of people in the community said these sort of things.
Yeah.
Obviously, being a pad player, it's a bit hard to notice little things like that. But no, it's pretty interesting, to be fair. It's obviously I won't lie, I've not had much of a chance to have a go, obviously career mode and stuff. I've set it up, I just keep meaning to have a go, and I've been a bit busy, unfortunately. But yeah, with obviously I've done a bit, obviously Breakpoint 3. To be fair, that was actually the handle model feels a lot nicer. You can actually sort of sometimes like catch the car if you go a bit too much, or you know, if you bit ballsy or whatever you can. But if you could probably see on the screen, you've got our possible race strategies from the drivers. Either way, they're all going to be hitting at lap 7.
Yeah, it looks pretty neutral, doesn't it, in terms of strategies? I've got on the screen at the moment all the tyres that we've got going on. Owen in the top 3, and TTG, Nathan and Kent are the only drivers in the top 10 who've gone with the medium compound tyre. That's the yellow 18-inch Pirelli Wool tyre. Everybody else in the top 10's got softs. Outside the top 10, you've got Darrell O'Stephen, Lionel Griesby, Spud, and Nitro Gash, also a veteran of IRL as Nitro from back in the day too. They're also on the mediums. We think, like Mikey was saying, they're going to pit around lap 6, lap 7, but we know that for the 50% races, which we will be having in season 21, we know that the tyre wear on this game is much more increased. So we could see some 2-stops, not tonight, but definitely in the 50% races.
Well, one that I'm sort of looking forward to is obviously because we're yet to release the calendar. Certain tracks are mandatory 2-stops. So it's going to be quite interesting how they implement that into the game.
Yeah.
Like certain tracks. So I'll be pretty interested to see. But as you can see, Stinos is lined up, Owen's up. Where are we? Let's go further down the grid. Oh, Darrell somehow disqualified himself.
Not a surprise.
Nice one.
Right then, 5 red lights are about to come on. The first evaluation race then of our pre-season campaign. Who's going to make the best start? And the race is live here from Silverstone. Looks like a good start in the background for one of the McLarens. Nitro all over the back place. But Stinos is going to lead into turn 1. Sydney looking at challenging into turn 2. They're a little bit wide going through 3. One of the Saubers off the road. I think it was Aaron who went wide. But all looking okay. 3 wide into turn 3 with the Red Bulls together of Gel and Owen. Managed to just about squeeze through. A little bit further back with 2 wide. One of the Alpines, Bashi I think it was, getting sideways. Actually it was Kent who was a little bit sideways. But they survived that. Oh, Stephen darting all over the shop here as they approach turn number 5, then turn 6 into Brooklands at the left-hander, and now Stephen nearly running into the back of it, gets away with it. Aaron trying to go around the outside at turn 7, that would have been a brave move, but he's got the soft tyres, he needs to use those early on, but it looks quite clean. Mikey, over to you.
Oh, unreal. Absolutely very, very close, these opening corners of the lap. Obviously coming up towards Maggots and Beckett, so someone's gone wide there, the Alpine. But no, very clean so far. Hopefully we can keep this up for the duration of the race, but it seems quite close. You know, from the looks of it, they're sort of starting to spread out a little tad. Obviously, luckily from obviously 24, DRS comes into play on lap 2, not lap 3 anymore. So hopefully we'll be able to keep the pack quite kept together, and obviously just go from there. So.
Oh, Owen trying to go up the inside of Matty Rudd at the penultimate corner there at Club. No way Matty Rudd was going to let him through, and sure enough he didn't. Julian Manu and Aaron side by side on the exit of the final corner. The 2 Sauber teammates, for one night only, are together through the right-hander. They make contact, and I think they've just about got away with it. O'Stephen trying to make a move into turn 3 as a result, but he's not quite close enough. That's Kent and Bashi having a fight as well.
There, sorry.
Was that Kent and Bashi? Okay.
Just Stephen Darrell, just a little tap, but obviously from the looks of it, no damage to Darrell's wing, so...
Change for the race lead. It's Sydney in front of Stinos. That was a DRS pass down the Wellington straight, so good move that for the RB. Moves into first place. I say the RB, it's more like the Racing Bulls, but nevertheless, they are in the lead. The top 7 all together on track, and then there's a gap back to Kent, who leads the next set of cars.
Obviously the Ferrari of Trist right at the back there, obviously quite fair. Obviously I'm not sure what's happened there. Obviously hopefully they can catch the pack again and get involved. But to be fair, like, first opening lap's been pretty interesting. Like you said, obviously it's starting to split up now. So obviously mid-pack, front pack, obviously the back. But I think it's from, let's have a look. The closest battle on track is literally Bashi.
Here he comes.
Clips.
Yeah, on the inside. Clips had a poor run out of the outside of Maggots and Beckett's. He's going to try and cut underneath. Clips gives him the room. Oh my God, Mikey, take over.
Very close. Very, very close. Obviously, first corner, obviously, Bash has got this. But can Clips come back coming into turn 3? Or is he going to have to give up to the DXT?
Yeah, DXT Matty as well. He's in a bit of a Williams sandwich. I'm sure Doralton Capital will be delighted with that. But at the minute, the Ferrari is being absolutely tormented by the other drivers around him. The two Williamses together. And obviously behind those two, you got the two green and black Sauber cars of Giuliano and Iron there. There's O'Stephen a little bit further back. And the soft tyre runners... who started behind the medium shod lot, who are outside the top 10, they've moved past them, so that gap's going to increase, I think, a little bit. But TTG Nathan is doing a great job in 5th place in the Racing Bulls. He's the first of the medium tyre runners. He's within DRS of the drivers in front. It's working out really nicely for him.
Definitely. Obviously, especially being on that, obviously, the harder compound of the tyre. Being able to keep within that 1 second DRS range of Ruddo, as well as obviously trying to get away from Matty Rudd. It's a pretty good start to the race, but obviously, as you can see, everyone's quite congested together between 1st and 7th, but then there's a good 3.5 seconds, nearly 4 second gap now, where Kent's behind Owen. But you can see that the split has opened, obviously. Moses in the Red Sea, for those who understand that reference, has begun. But no, so far so good.
That's deep from DXT Matty. Giuliano Manu. Can I just say about Giuliano Manu? He's had an unbelievable start. He's come from 19th on the grid. He's up to 12th.
Unreal.
Absolutely flying.
Good start, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. He's got Iran just behind him, so I don't know if those two might want to work together. My goodness, that front wing was very close to the rear wing of, as Mikey says, very close to the rear diffuser of DXT Matty. There is now a gap between the soft tyre runners, and that's a it's a track limits penalty of 3 seconds for Stinos, and that's going to affect him in the final results.
Imagine that might be Cops, where he's got that, obviously, overrun onto the left-hand side. But he's got DRS on Sydney, and he's made the pass.
Easy as you like, is it? Yeah, straight on through, no problem. So Stenos back into the lead, but those two have got a 1.6 seconds gap to Jel Geeson, who's got Ruddo with him, and the medium shod TTG Nathan. So keep an eye out for that. Lionel Griesby, ladies and gentlemen, has made an overtake. Take a picture. He's passed Darrell, so he's up to 15th place. And this is... there's a lot of action going on back there. Giuliano's going backwards, and he's into the pits. That's why. So an early stop for the Sauber driver. He's going to get an undercut, and the undercut is relatively powerful in F1 25. It's not as strong as you might think, but it is still pretty powerful. So that Sauber driver trying to get out of the pack and make some time in fresh air.
Yeah, he's gone onto the medium compound tyres.
Which makes sense.
Obviously, but this is the thing, everyone's going to play it, and don't call me sad, but from memory, it's about 27, 28 seconds round here for a pit stop. Obviously, I imagine you'll correct me on that.
I'm just looking, you're about right. I've looked at where the gap is between DXT Matty and Giuliano Manu right now, and the gap is 26 seconds, so you're spot on with that, Mikey.
For once, I'm actually quite happy with that. Just throw it out there, but no, obviously, quite a few specks of distance here, but
here comes
we're
Owen.
On board with Ruddo. You watch Owen, I'll watch Rud.
Yeah, these four together now. Darrell picks up a time penalty. Yeah, he does indeed. Matty Rudd's on his own in 7th place.
Got in.
Yep, so that's the...
and that's also got a 10-second penalty for speeding the pit lane.
He has, yeah, he has indeed. So that is basically top 5 race done for Gel, but he's still not out of it, of course. You never know what can happen. And a number of drivers now making pit stops, including DXT Matty, Iran being one of them as well. The medium shod runners, don't expect them to pit just yet. They will come in shortly. I'm curious to know where Giuliano Manu will feed out compared to that gaggle of cars who've just pitted.
Just bear this in mind, Lionel Griesby is now in 11th position, so He's doing all right.
He's doing a good job.
But no, yeah. Let's have a look. To be fair, he could just get past DXT.
It's going to be close, and it's closer than we thought. Juliana Manu makes the undercut then on DXT Matty, and that gap at the moment looks about 0.8 of a second. And don't forget, the Williams has got to try and fire up those tyres. The Saubers ahead of him. He's had one lap on those tyres. They're going to be ready to go. But DXT Matty under pressure now from Iran on the outside at turn 6 into Brooklands. Is he going to go all the way around the outside? I think he is on the inside then for Luffield. And that's a really good bit of racecraft. Well done.
That's great from both drivers, to be fair. Give each other enough room, but at least, give it a... bloody brilliant, that lads. Well done.
Race leader in the pits. Sydney is in, as is Ruddo. So Stinos carries on in the lead of the race. Owen has also carried on, but don't forget, Owen's on the medium shod tyres. We don't expect him in for another lap or two just yet. Everybody else, though, piling into the pits. And I think those that started on the mediums who are pitting now, I think that's a bit early. I know the soft tyre on this game, it doesn't really last very long. 5 laps, to be fair. So TTG Nathan, Kent and all that lot, Lionel Griesby, Nitrogash, who are all come in, that's a brave decision. We'll see if the tyres last, but they're going to be quick on the outlap.
But no, obviously just looking at our top 4 at the minute, obviously Stinos in first, Owen second, Stephen and Spud, little bit of a dream team last season in the Saubers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Obviously Sydney in 5th, a bit further down the road. But no, obviously everyone's sort of filtered out together, so I imagine it'll be a bit of a fight in a minute. But the question is, when does Stephen and Sir Spud, and obviously Owen for that matter, and Stinos, well, basically the top 4, decide enough's enough, let's get in, get a new change of tyres. Obviously Stinos has got that 3 seconds, so technically he's what, 2 seconds, give or take? Oh, he's coming in now.
Oh, and he's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that's 10 seconds. Gel picks up another 3.
So
Owen's done the same thing. Everyone is race rusty. So Stinos and Owen are going to drop outside the top 5. And that's a shocker, really. We weren't expecting it, but I suppose if you're going to make a mistake, do it in the evaluation race rather than any other point. But I was going to say, Gel Geeson, he's come out, he undercut Ruddo. He's got 2 seconds on Ruddo in that fight for what was 3rd place. And Giuliano Manu, he's come out in front of Clips, so he's really done well with the undercut in that Sauber. That's worked out lovely. Although he did mount the curb at the penultimate corner. You don't want to go that high up on the wheels.
He's just got a penalty. And here's one for you. It's not every day you see, obviously, 2 veterans of the group in P1 and P2. Bear in mind, both the guys started near the back. Obviously, the question is, do they come in this lap or do they try and put a little bit more? I think they'd have to come in now.
Yeah.
To sort of stay within some sort of grasp. But obviously Sydney is catching Spud quite fast there. Obviously on the fresher tyre as well.
Yeah, he is. And the other thing, I mean, we don't wish for a safety car, but, if you got one now, I'm sure Stephen and Spud would be very, very delighted with that. But I was just looking at the gap for those two, and they would come out probably near Nitrogash, Darrell and Lionel Griesby. So they're not going to be in the lead for much longer. A little mistake from Sir Spud, and this is going to be a breezy pass for the Racing Bull. Through goes Sydney into 2nd place. He's going to have the net lead in a moment. That's
and Stephen's coming in.
Yeah, not a surprise.
Can he hit the 37-mile-an-hour speed limit?
He can.
Win it? Yes, he can. As so Spud.
And everybody else now has made a pit stop as Sydney sets a new fastest lap. So Stinos moves into 2nd. Gel will be 3rd, but let's not forget Gel has those penalties. He's got 13 seconds worth, as has Owen. So right now, Ruddo is on for a podium, but he has to fend off TTG Nathan, and Kent moves up to 7th. So really nice run from Kent. Bashi in the top 8. They're all starting to shuffle into the right places. Matty Rudd into 9th place, so Matty Rudd's gone backwards. And Giuliano Manu from 19th on the grid is 10th, but he does have a 3-second time penalty. So it's all to play for with 4 laps after this one to go.
But obviously, the issue is obviously the third clips in that Ferrari. He is stuck in a bit of a Sauber Italian sandwich. So it's, can he sort of get out, like get past and start to try to attack Matty as well? Because it's obviously a little pax for him here, so it could be interesting. But could DXT and Matty obviously get involved a little bit more? You never know. Obviously, more of the guys at the back might be able to sort of catch up on the softer compound. So
I don't think those soft tyres are really any good. I mean, they're probably the best time. I mean, it's probably better in a 25% to start on the harder tyre and finish on the softer compound. But that's my preference. Yeah, because the soft tyres on heavy fuel, they're not great. As though Stephen picks up a time penalty. And Ruddo is up to 4th. They're side by side. Good move that from Ruddo. Although Gel's back up the inside at the final corner. Level through the right-hander, I should say. Ruddo running over the AstroTurf. On the inside at turn 1 for the Red Bull. He goes over the AstroTurf, picks up a load of rubbish on his tyres. And he has to slot back in behind the Aston Martin.
Lovely bit of spatial awareness from the lads. They're very, very close. Obviously, that's what we love to see. Obviously, but obviously, there's one thing I don't know if you knew, but obviously the big change. Oh, let's see what he's going to do. He's going to hang fire. Obviously, with the ERS in this year's game as well, Jack. I don't know if you've heard. Obviously, he had the bugs, so you turn it off and it just would not replenish.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's been fixed for this year's game. So obviously, people being able to utilise the ERS a lot better in this year's game. So,
yeah, it's something. It's definitely right, Mikey. It's something I have noticed, but that's really good to see that they've managed to iron out a couple of the fundamental league racing bugs that have been in the games. Just watching Kent is very close to the back of Bashi, but Gel is going to get past Ruddo here. I can't see the Aston Martin holding on to third place on the road, and sure enough that Red Bull goes through. He does indeed. I think Nathan's tyres are falling off the cliff on his softs because he's struggling to hang on to those two. Kent can't make a move, but Jolian and Manu can. He's up the inside of Matty Rudd. That's a nice clean overtake, and the Sauber is up into 9th place, but with his 3-second time penalty at the moment he's going to finish 13th. That's how close it is at the minute.
Just a quick one, obviously, when it comes to sort of position changes so far, he is the only one that's literally either in double figures or near double figures. The nearest person to passing that many cars since the start is Nitro.
He's gone up 2.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive drive.
It's a really impressive drive.
Oh, Ruddo's got 4th back again.
That is close between the Dutchman and the British driver around turn number 7 at Luffield. Better exit for Ruddo. He had that wider line, but Ruddo giving a lot of room on the inside of Woodcote, and Nathan's going to go for... Nathan has gone past the pair of them. He's picked up a time penalty because he ran off the road, and that's a yellow flag. Is that for Trist? He's just slowed down, actually. And I think the reason why Nathan has given the place back, ladies and gentlemen, is I think he overtook the pair of them off track, got a time penalty as a result of that, and then the game's told him to slow down, which is absolutely fair. And Trist is the reason for the yellow flag. He's slowing down, getting out of the way, which is fair enough.
No, fair play. Obviously, he's coming into the pits. Darrell's got a 3-second time penalty.
It's quite a lot of drivers now who've got time penalties. In fact, the number who don't, which would be, often by quick mathematics, is 8 of them. So 11 drivers have got time penalties, 8 don't. So over half the field are getting rid of their race rustiness. I'm on board with Ruddo, which is the most heated fight on circuit at the minute. Kent has got past Bashi whilst we were watching Ruddo and the Dutchman fight, but here comes Nathan up the inside, so he has got those tyres fired up in the end. Those softs seem to be working a little bit better now. DRS down the main straight at Wellington here, and Ruddo's going to just breeze on back past into that position. They've got to be careful. The more they fight, they're 6 seconds behind Owen. I doubt Owen could pull 4 seconds in one lap, but if they keep fighting, I saw that, Mike, on.
Up the inside there. Obviously coming up towards Cops. Oh, it's literally 2 abreast. This is, no, this is Hamilton and Verstappen all over again. I could go wrong. Then also another 3-second penalty. obviously through Maggotts and Beckett, this is very close racing. Boys, I am a fan of your work. This is poetry in motion. This is brilliant. But like you said, it's given the likes of Kent a chance to, obviously Kent and Bashy, to get back involved.
Yeah, they are closing up.
So, but with it being the penultimate lap as well, this is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, this is great action to watch. Sydney is still leading the way. I think Sydney has slowed down a little bit. Stenos is closing the gap, but it won't matter anything if Sydney gets overtaken by Stenos, because Stenos has that 16 seconds worth of time penalties. So, to be honest with you, Ruddo and Nathan and Gel are all fighting for what is second place
podiums
on the track. So, actually, Gel's got his time penalty, so Gel's not even going to finish on the podium either. I don't know if Ruddo and Nathan know that, but nevertheless, they're all fighting for the place.
Sorry, the way Kent is at the minute, sorry. So if Kent can keep within that 3-second penalty sort of zone at this moment in time,
he could finish third.
Kent could be third.
Yeah. It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? Really.
To think the start of the race, we were like, he's let the gap go up massive to up to 4 seconds. All of a sudden, he's just like, hello, boys. You're, just where the party is.
Yeah, absolutely. At the front,
right behind him.
It is. I'm just going to cut forward. I know this is a really close fight. I think Owen is going to get. Gel is going to get past Ruddo. It's really hard to watch, but these three are going to go for it. Gel's on the inside. Well done to Sydney, who wins the race, but they're still level to through turn number 16. There's a little bit of contact, side by side, wheel to wheel action. On the inside goes Ruddo, but it's going to be Gel who nips in front. But that's a cracking little undercut from Ruddo. He's on the inside. He's going to get the place on track. Yes, he does.
What a move. Oh, wow. I'm not sure what the penalty for Gel was there.
Final couple of corners. They fought so hard in those last few laps that Stenos has actually managed to finish second after all of that. Ruddo only just missing out on second place, but gets third on the line.
By just shy of a tenth of a second. So that'll literally be probably that tap going into the end of this the straight, all hanger straight. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's unreal.
Just waiting for Trist Games Double X to come round the final corner. Well done, Trist, getting your finish in for this evening. You might not have been on the pace, but that's not what it's about. It's about getting.
It's not taking part.
Yeah, it's getting that experience in. So well done, Trist Games. Another race to come in just a moment, but let me recap the finishing results in a minute. But Mikey, good race that, wasn't it?
Oh mate, it was amazing. Do you know what? It's actually made me look forward to when the season officially starts. If this is the sort of race we're gonna have for the next few weeks, oh mate, I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. That was brilliant by everyone. So.
Well, the podium celebrations kicking off. I mean, personally, I don't know if I'm ever going to see Lando Norris having a phone and a selfie going up there, but never mind. Just what you can have in Codemasters F1 podium celebrations, I guess. But let me just run through these. Of course, we've got the new update as well. You've got race winner, fastest lap driver of the day, most overtakes, la-di-da-di-da. But I want to go through the results. It's Sydney who takes the race victory. Stenos in second, Ruddo completing the podium. Owen, Kent and Bashi 4th, 5th and 6th. TTG Nathan 7th, Matty Rudd 8th. Iran gets 9th, and Juliana Manu up into the top 10. Great drive from him. Clips, Gel, DXT, Matty, Liner, Griesby 11th through to 14th, with O. Stephen, Nitro, Spud, Daryl and Trist Games X all finishing on the lead lap. Well done to everybody.
Well done. Just a random question, right? Julian, what position did he finish?
10th in the end. After starting 19th.
Out into the game, as I say, the game reckons it was the most overtakes.
Well, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Because he started 19th and he'd get 9 positions.
But it gives Spud the most overtake one.
Oh.
That's what I'm a bit...
Yeah. That's wrong.
I was looking at that, I was like, eh? But no. Yeah. But no, obviously, that if that's what we want to come, guys. Yeah, obviously, it's just unreal. What else can we watch? Obviously, when we basically reach what times we're going to be racing. But no, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Great to see, like you said, performances from everyone there. Fair racing. Great to see there was no safety car in the first evaluation race. So, yeah, really good. Really made up with that. It was really good fun to watch and obviously commentate on that first race. So.
Yeah, I had a good fun time with that. Really good to see. We're going to be going into Austria in just a moment. And in terms of the settings that we have, of course, for the weather, we're going to be making sure it's dynamic. So I'm just going to remind Clips. I'm sure Clips will sort it.
No, obviously thanks for everyone so far with the obviously comments so far going in the chat. No, I understand where that is, but it was just wasn't too sure, to be honest, mate. Obviously, it's the first time I've seen that sort of shown on the screen, so fair enough. You've won something more before me, mate. Fair play to you.
There we go. We got the dynamic weather set up for Austria. So whilst we just have a breather, in terms of signing up for this season, you still can get involved. We've not announced a start date yet for the season 21. The reason why we haven't done that is because we're in a little bit of a limbo at the moment in terms of numbers. I mean, at the minute, it's looking very, very healthy. There is a possibility of there being 2 lobbies, a tier 1 and a tier 2. But what we have to make sure is that there are enough drivers for both lobbies. We don't want to have a half and half lobby and then we ended up having not enough drivers at all. So we haven't announced that yet. We've still got an evaluation race next week. We might even have a third evaluation race the week after that as well for people to get involved in. So, you know, we are going to be starting the season, Mikey, I'm sure you'll confirm this, within the next 4 weeks.
Pretty much, mate, yeah.
But we officially haven't announced the start date just yet because, again, like I said, if we can get 2 tiers and it's looking possible, what we want to do is we want to make sure we've got consistent runners who are going to take part, and that's the most important thing here.
Obviously, like you said, obviously when it comes to when we confirm when obviously the season starts, obviously all the information will go through the Discord as well as social media, so everyone will obviously at least know. But like you said, at the moment all applications are live, so obviously anyone that's not taking part tonight, please, if you want to take part, yeah, jump on the Discord and obviously throw an application in, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you on track and just go from there. It would be good to get like loads of different type of people involved. So it's, you know, that's why we're all here.
And the other good thing really to say as well is that we're about to go running in a moment. I will do the lap this time for Austria. But good to say that Hulkenberger is joining us this evening. So he has got in. Apparently it was in his settings, something needed to be twiddled. Jordan has said, watch out, it's dynamic weather. Has Spud got a new weather crew? Good point. We don't know, because sometimes the Spud's weather crew does get things very wrong.
But then you've got to watch Kent, because he could come and bring something out the bag.
Yeah, it was both very good last season, was Kent.
Multiple times where people went for wets and he went for the inters.
Yeah, very brave.
And Kez,
that would be the case.
They come out on quite a few occasions, to my annoyance, but no. It was quite interesting.
So here we are then, Spielberg, 4.318 kilometres, 10 corners to navigate here in the mountainous region of Spielberg. And another opportunity for the drivers to show off what they're made of, and a chance for them. And this is one of those circuits where, because it is so tight, there is the likelihood of accidents happening will increase. But again, that's what evaluation race is about. You've got to show you're clean.
Especially, obviously, the likes of track limits. That is going to be a big one, especially around Spielberg. Well, you see, obviously, the likes of Silverstone, you can sort of get away, but Spielberg is very, like you said, quite tight. Some of the corners are more acute angles.
Yes.
Oh, it looks a bit
darker. Yes. No, it's dry.
Jack, who are you going to be following through this lap of the splendid Spielberg Red Bull circuit?
That's a really good point, actually, to be honest with you. I'm thinking of going with who was it who finished in the TGT, I think it was.
Nathan.
Nathan, yes. I'm thinking about running on board with Nathan if we can get to him. So just a couple of seconds away from the start of our second one-shot qualifying of the evening. Here we go. And off we go. If I can get to TTG, there he isn't. Oh, it's disappeared.
It's fine.
Here we go. Into turn one we go then. Over the curbs, third gear for the Racing Bull. Up to speed now. Battery on overtake as they blast towards what is turn two, the left-hander. Not really a corner in Formula One cars. On the brakes at the 100-metre marker then. Down into second gear. Nicely over the curbs. Uses a little bit more of the sausage curve on the inside. DRS is open now. Up through the gears, up to 8th gear, about 199 miles an hour, 200 in this case, braking at the 100-metre marker on the left-hand side, into 3rd gear instead at turn 4. A little bit surprised by that, but he's currently on for pole position. Turn number 5, then 6, the left-hander. Really important to get the right run through there, which he has done, and then again into turn 7, a long sweeping corner, but a little bit of understeer in that Racing Bull. Through 8th corner and then into the final 2 corners here at the Jochen Rindt curve. Over into 5th gear for the Racing Bull. One last corner to navigate down into 4th. He's still currently at the front. Can Nathan take pole position? Yes, he can. Wow. And by some margin too. Ooh. And look at the amount of drivers who got disqualified. Absolutely tons.
I got 2 names on that, so that's alright.
Let's go through this qualifying order. It is TTG Nathan by 3.5 tenths, which is a big gap around Austria. Stinos is second. Giuliano Manu, that's more like it from him in 3rd place with Ruddo 4th. Inside the top 5 on row 3, it's Gel and Iran Hulkenberger, as well as Nitrogasher on row 4, Matty Rudd, the 2 Matties, rounding out the top 10. O'Stephen, Lyon Griesby and Sir Spud, the only other drivers to set a lap time. And then you've got the DSQs with the invalidated track limits. Trish Games, Kent, Darrell, Clips, Bashy, Sydney and Owen. Watching those 2 at the back of the grid. That's going to be fun, seeing how they get on.
I think I'm going to start the race. I'm going to sit in Owen's, obviously based off Owen's car, because I want to see how he gets on. So, because let's be honest, we all know Owen's got a fair bit of pace behind him,
and Sydney being the last race winner just then as well, and officially speaking, well, in an official sense, the first winner of F1 25 races in Invictus Racing League.
Indeed, yeah. Now you put it like that.
Yeah. Well done to Sydney for that.
Yeah.
This is going to be. I'm really fascinated to see how we get on at Austria. One thing that is certainly true in this game is that the dirty air is a lot more pronounced when you're following other cars, and I think that's going to exacerbate in the 50% races that we will have for the season ahead. It's certainly going to be a problem for tyre wear. I think today's race, we'll see a little bit of that. Not much, if I'm being honest, but we'll see a little bit of that.
Get an idea.
Yeah, in Austria today, I think.
But then I'd be interested to see what it's like. Obviously, you'd say it's like obviously Spa, Monza, Vegas, Miami. Obviously, that big, massive back straight. Obviously, where it's more important, like obviously prevalent and obviously really important to make that move towards the penultimate corners.
I wonder what it'd be like at tracks such as like the street circuits like Monaco and Singapore, when you're following in the train and you've got the dirty air. That's going to undercuts are going to be quite powerful, I think, at those tracks.
I I think that's something I'm gonna have to look into myself for my own performance. But no,
I
I
have to,
think like
I have to
go on,
say,
sorry.
I really like this game. I never thought I didn't think I'd say that. But I've
We've
done it. I've played a few races, and it just feels a lot better. I don't know whether my
it's
wheel is a big
polished.
part of it, but I
I think
wouldn't
it
say it's
feels polished.
polished.
No, but compared to 24,
It's
it
a
feels
big
a
step
bit more
forward.
polished.
Yeah.
But like, I know me and you have had quite a few debates about this lately. And since this has come out, like, it's one of the only things me and you have agreed on lately. Of this is
Yeah,
not
it's
too bad.
definitely a step forward. I think it's like all F1 games. It's got its problems, and
Oh
we
yeah.
could we're in the process of these early stages of release where we're going to find out what those problems are. Obviously, it's a Spud getting most overtakes compared to Julian Maru. That's probably not going to be correct, and that needs to be updated. And there's a few other little things, but it's a step forward compared to 24, and that's what I wanted. That's
I
really what I
think,
wanted.
yeah, but it's one of them. It gives, obviously, I know it might, to some people that might not seem a much. There's obviously your race winner, your fastest lap, most overtakes, your driver of the day, and all that. But it's sort of it's a bit better because obviously you don't just say, "Oh, it's the race winner." That's it. You don't. You sort of. So I forgot to word this. It's a bit. I'd say probably not encouragement, but obviously it shows. Oh, you you took like I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think what to say, but I can't say it. It's that sort of everyone gets a look in as such. I don't know. It's just a bit nicer to be fair. Just one person and just going, oh yeah, is that it? Next, do you know what I mean? So,
Well then,
but anyway,
formation lap is about to go underway, and the drivers will lead off for the second race of the evening. And I had a feeling that this was going to happen. We've got 4 drivers on the hard compound tyres. So Spud doing some Spud things, of course. Owen, Sydney, and Bashi also going for the hard tyres. The rest of the grid, the majority, have gone with the mediums, except for Lionel Griesby and Giuliano Manu. Those two have gone for soft tyres. Now, I get why the Sauber driver has done it from third. I think, and I'm going to put my Lionel Griesby brain on here, and I have to say that specifically. If you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, Lionel Griesby is a very good friend of mine and Mikey's, a very, very close friend. So if we take the mick out of him, it's not because we hate him, it's just because we like winding him up. But, yeah, there's been a bit of a problem back there. But I think he's probably going to do an undercut compared to everybody else.
Darryl
As Clips and Darryl have touched one another. But I think Lionel Griesby will have thought in his mind, if I undercut everybody, I can get some clean air and try and emerge back in front of everyone. It is not a bad strategy.
It's not, but then I don't know. It's a bit of a gamble.
There's no harm in having a gamble in an evaluation race, to be fair.
No, like fair credit to him.
And I think the same for the drivers who've gone with the hard tyres. I don't know. Again, I'm saying this as a racer. Personally, I wouldn't. But again, if you're in a big queue of cars, being on the hard tyres and you're keeping up with them, you can run a couple of laps longer and you can go for the softs at the end. It's not impossible.
That's one thing, obviously. So you probably see the possible race strategies. So either 2 stops with soft, medium, or the medium hards.
I don't think anyone's going to do 2 stops in a 25% race.
I'm just saying what the game says. Right?
You are.
But no, like you've never enjoyed using hard tyres. That's one thing I've noticed. You've never
not in the
last
few games, no.
Yeah, I do.
Here we go then. Game synchronises up. The number 2 with TTG Nathan is on pole position in the Racing Bulls. Who makes the best start? And the race is live here in Austria. It's a cracking start from the front row of the grid. One of the Red Bulls going backwards. A poor start for Gel. But it's Nathan into the first corner. There's 4 wide. That's surely not going to work back there. The 2 Williams and Alpine cars, I think it's Hulkenberger and DXT Matty came together. They've just about kept it in a straight line.
Wow,
massive accident in the background, Mike. And that's his VSC.
Contact. Yeah.
What happened
Owen's
there?
Obviously, Owen was on the right hand side of the track. Darryl's on the obviously the centre. I think it was an Alpine. I wasn't too sure. It might have been Bashi. I'm not too sure. Obviously, if I'm wrong, fair enough. I apologise. But no, it's just Yeah, no, actually, sorry, Bashi is Williams. I apologise. Yeah, so Daryl was the one off track. Sorry. Someone was in the middle. I couldn't quite make out. Sorry, I was just seeing it last second. Obviously, Owen's coming up on the right hand side, and obviously, as Daryl's obviously trying to come back on, it's just gone like a wedge. There's just nowhere for poor Owen to go, unfortunately.
There's a front wing missing for Trist Games, and I'm wondering if he got caught up
the one on the left
in it as
yeah,
well.
Sorry, the Ferrari, yeah, because Owen's obviously.
That's a full safety car as well, Mikey, just to let you know. And sure enough, there's a few drivers going into the pits, and I don't blame them. Get onto the hard tyres, go to the end of the race.
Annoyingly, this might be the. Let me see what everyone's doing. Line of Greaseby's in.
Yeah.
Is anyone not pitted?
Quite a few.
Wow. Okay. So what is? Let's
and they're all going hard tyres, yeah.
All hard tyres. Kent is in as well.
Kent going
basically
hard.
anyone from 12 to 18th is just gone in.
Trist can get his new front wing as well, so he'll reach the back of the pack. So drama already then on the opening lap, and seems a case of 3 into 1 just didn't go. Ironically, before the racing even started, Daryl did say he could get a permanent seat if he took Owen out. So, you know, we're not suggesting
unfortunately.
We're not suggesting he did it on purpose, of course. Daryl and Owen are both clean races, but there is an irony in those comments when you joke amongst your friends.
Especially when Daryl's involved, there's usually a caveat in some way, shape or form. But
whilst that's happening, let's just. I'm just going to go through the positions changes. We've obviously had a lot of stops, but Aaron's up 4 places. He's into 2nd position. Matty Rudd's up 5 from 9th. O'Stephen's up 6 from 11th. Clips and Bashi are both up 7 places from 11th and 18th respectively. Obviously for everyone like Nathan, Giuliano Manu, Ruddo, Lionel Greasby, Trist, they've made pit stops. Kent has made a pit stop and lost nothing and gained nothing, so it's actually kind of worked out well for the Haas driver. But for everybody there, I think they're in the strongest position. And I think Clips is pitting as well, and I think that's the right strategy. I think those that have stayed out, unless there's another safety car, I don't know if that's... I don't necessarily think it's the right strategy. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I'd be surprised.
Obviously, it's just Hulkenberg with that 10-second penalty, and especially if, like round here as well, he's got to drive us basically the heart out.
I think if
hold on as much as they can.
I think if I was Hulkenberger, because it's 10 seconds, you can't
just keep going.
I'd have pitted and took it at the end.
Oh,
what have you seen, Mikey?
Sorry, I just went on to obviously the Ferrari Trist, and then obviously he's come off the track just to dodge traffic going into turn 3. Obviously being the right-hander. Oh, and the safety car is in this lap. Strangely enough, on my top left screen, it said it was a virtual safety car.
It does that, so the game will automatically confirm a VSC first, but you have to look on the track icon, which is what I spotted, and because we don't have a Jordan F1 team, you can tell the little yellow tag. That's when the safety car is called out. Yeah. Well, here we go then. On board with Iran. I'm going to wait to see when Stinos goes in the Haas in front of us. Obviously, Iran can drive close to the back of Stinos, but he can't drive alongside, and Stinos is moving his car into position, weaving it left and right. The safety car is now in the pit, so he can go any time he wants. He doesn't have to think about waiting for that safety car. He's now gone, and that's a really good restart. That's a brilliant restart. He caught Iran on the hop, and Stinos is got 0.6 of a second already, under no threat, going into turn 1. Great restart. It's Iran, then it's Gel, then it's Matty Rudd, it's O'Stephen in your top 5. The 2 Ferraris at the back are very close together, and sure enough, Clips is trying to go on the grass to overtake Trist.
Good old Ferrari trackers. But no, obviously just on board with Matty Rudd, he is keeping with the pace, but obviously all quite close between the 2 McLarens going into turn 3 between Nitro and O'Stephen.
Oh, contact.
Oh,
I think there's a Williams round. I think DXT Matty, I just saw him sliding into view. That's a few cars. There's a spud off the road too. So I just saw a Williams flying backwards at the wrong angle for turn 3. So DXT Matty has gone past Trist. I wonder if there was I don't know. It's really hard to tell with that camera angle, unfortunately, but the resulting factor is Matty has gone backwards. So the front lot, aka the top 7, have already got a gap to TTG Nathan as Hulkenberger now trying to work his way past the McLaren of O'Stephen.
Yeah, did Nathan pit before, did he? Or,
he did, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So he has pitted. So obviously our pole sitter has pitted. Is literally just got to basically goes for as long as he can now, and hopefully reel them in.
Oh wow, there's so much action going on for 11th place, and Lionel Griesby's going to get overtaken around the outside by Sydney and clips Kiri. It was no fault of Lionel Griesby, he just got swamped by everybody as Kent and Ruddo fight over 11th place, and Kent goes through, locks both rear tyres. Lionel Griesby, I don't know if I think he ran into, he's got a broken front wing. So Sydney went wide as a result. We're trying to keep up with all the action, ladies and gentlemen. It's so impossible to do. Nathan is past Hulkenberger. Ruddo and Kent are still side by side, and Kent goes back past. Take a breath.
It's a very close action, to be fair, yeah. Between obviously 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Obviously, Lionel Griesby trying to hang on for dear life with DXT Matthew behind. Obviously, up front, Hulkenberger's got past O'Stephen.
Yeah.
Obviously, just sitting on just close enough for the diffuser. Well, trying to anyway.
Ruddo's in the pits with a broken front wing. I was wondering why he was going slowly. That'll be the case. So Ruddo drops out of contention for the time being. That's a shame. The top 4 have broken away from Nitrogash, who's in a bit of no man's land in the McLaren.
There, sorry for Miguel. Very, very close. They went into the back of Arun. Going into turn 3, just saved it though. But no, Matty was having a good little race here, to be fair to him.
Giuliano Manu, in the meantime, sorry to cut over here, he's got absolutely half of a front wing missing. So the hard tyre runner, not sure, maybe he was the one who ran into the back of DXT Matty actually. I wonder if those two have made contact on circuit. They might have done, but we'll see, because that's quite a significant it's a significant amount of damage, and Kent is closing corner by corner, so that's going to become a 4-car fight.
Cliff's just got a 3-second penalty.
Iran in the pits in the first of the drivers who didn't pit under the safety car. He's gone into the pits, and he'll go for the hard tyres.
He's still going as well. Like, the only thing I think is, obviously, if he can control, obviously keep going, yeah, fair play. But like you said, he's gonna have to sacrifice a bit of time for position.
Nitrogash has gone round at turn 1. He's back underway. We could get a different camera angle game. That would be really nice on Nitro's car, but we can't. So that is going to be a move up the inside. It isn't for one of the Red Bulls, and I'm just looking the Racing Bull rather. No, Nitro just had a spin.
Yeah, Lionel Griesby's got into the pit. Don't know if he had damage or...
No, it's time for him to pit, yeah. Or maybe he did have damage, actually. It's a good point.
I know he damaged his wing, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Going to the back of...
Sydney.
Was it Sydney? Sorry, apologies.
It's almost impossible to keep up with the action, ladies and gentlemen, as Kent now goes up the inside of the ailing Giuliano Manu. You've got the Ferrari of Clips, who's going to be the next driver to try and make a move on the Sauber driver. I'm just looking further back. Iran has come out in 14th place. That's actually worked out quite nicely for him. He's not as far away from everyone as I thought.
Bashi's also in the pits, sorry.
Yeah, Bashi in the pits as Clips goes. I think he's going to go... No, he's not. He's going to wait for the DRS for the exit of turn 1. Little kick of oversteer on the throttle. DRS open for Giuliano Manu, but he's going to be really hard pressed to keep this position, although Kent's under pressure. 3 wide into turn 3, and sure enough, they all come together. A little bit of contact, no real harm done, but Kent keeps hold of a place for a brief moment, because Sydney is going to go past them.
Wow.
I think he should do. He's got more... Well, I say he should do, but Kent's had the grip on the outside. They're still together side by side, and Kent is still there. Giuliano Manu, don't forget, he's got no front wing, so he's just going to hold these two up. They're going to be side by side in perpetuity. They just can't get past him. Now Sydney and Kent bang wheels. Mikey getting all sorts of excited, and then finally Sydney goes through.
It's very, very close race in this. Sydney's got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings.
Yeah. Oh. Hulkenberger in the pits as Gel go past. Nathan Sydney's on the grass overtaking a Sauber. I've not seen that in a long, long time. But the Racing Bull take a bow. That was a wonderful overtake.
This is brilliant.
Very brave.
That was ballsy. That would be a move I would not be doing myself. But no, fair play to Sydney on that move. Obviously, let's see if fastest lap for Rudder of a 107.404. Was that, sorry?
Yeah, it was indeed. But Rudder obviously quite a fair distance off the pack, but he's in 16th for the fastest lap of the race. DXT Matty has just been overtaken by Iran, who, just looking at the gaps between himself and Sydney, he's only 7 seconds off Sydney.
Wow. Okay, Kent's passed Jarl, so obviously got him on the inside. Obviously, he's just going to try and keep up with Sydney now. Yeah, sorry, back to you.
Yeah, of course. I was just saying that Iran is only 7 seconds behind Sydney, and he's got much fresher tyres, so don't rule out the Sauber man. He's doing a good drive here. Yellow flag. Tristan the wall. And I think he's had contact with Bashi, because Bashi is off the road. So I think Bashi has stopped. How that is not a VSC at minimum. Well, I suppose the Ferrari is miles off the road. But there's clearly been contact between the Williams and the Ferrari, so they've carried on. But that's a shame for Trist. He was having a solid race there, but alas, he's out of it. So let's just have a very quick recap. Stinos leads the way. He's 4 seconds clear of Matty Rudd. Gel is third. TTG Nathan is on his way to what will be a race victory unless there's a safety car, because everyone in front of him needs to pit. He's 3 seconds clear of Stephen, who's a little bit clear as Sydney Kent. Giuliano Manu, who's made a pit stop as Nathan goes. Yeah, he's got past Gel, so that was straightforward enough for the Racing Bull, and he's probably going to get Matty Rudd. Will ride on board of the Racing Bull. Look how much more grip he's got on those hard tyres. Gel is in the pits, so the Austrian crowd have got a Red Bull in the top 10 for the time being, but where he will end up once he pits, who knows. DRS wide open for the white liveried Red Bull up behind the back of Matty Rudd. He's going to go to the inside line, I reckon, for this move. Yes, indeed. And through he goes. He locks the rear tyres, but that is move complete. Nicely done.
But then Matty's got the DRS back on him, so
he will.
He's
got no battery. And that's the problem for Matty. He's got no battery compared to Nathan. They both don't have much battery in the way of it, but Matty had 1%, and that's not going to be enough to get past.
Especially around a track like Spielberg as well, when battery, it is so hard to get it back. Obviously, in previous games, I've not had a chance to round it myself. This one, but Bashi with a 3 second penalty. But no, as you might know yourself, Jack, it can be quite difficult to get battery round it.
Race leader Stinos has just picked up another 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. They're all doing it.
So is Matty Rudd.
Unbelievable. The top two, again, the top three, when they're leading the race, just a little bit of lack of judgment, and bam, that's it. The race changes. So Nathan has got a 5-second lead over what will become Sydney. So the two Racing Bulls are going to be first and second. Somewhere Laurent Mekies is having the time of his life as team principal of the, obviously, Honda powered cars. Those two are 1-2. Stephen running in third place, yet to pit. Let's just get the
Stephen again.
Everybody else bar Stephen has made a pit stop. Ooh. So this is the situation. What you're seeing live, that's where we're at. Stinos around the outside of Giuliano Manu with those fresh soft tyres, a little bit of contact. But the Haas won't be denied, and he moves through. And I imagine Stinos is going to rampage his way up through the order with 6 laps to go on those tyres.
I can't believe Giuliano's literally not got in with that wing. He's still going on that wing. Like, fair enough, like, if you want to make the hards last, as long as you don't want to do another pass up. But if you've got that damage, especially around Spielberg, mate, you need as much downforce as you can. And the last thing you want is to, well, basically do 75% of the race with a damaged wing.
I just wonder if, as Gel moves up into 8th place and new fastest lap on those soft tyres, I just wonder, as Stenos makes a nice easy pass on Clips, I wonder whether Giuliano Manu, he's got the damage, but I wonder if it's just manageable enough where, yeah, he's losing overall lap time, he's losing 6-7 tenths a lap, but realistically, he's got track position, he's 7th. He might lose a spot to Gel and Matty Rudd, but he's the best part of 10 seconds clear of Stephen. I think he's on for a top 10 result as Ruddo fights with Hulkenberger for 12th place.
Yeah, there's 10 seconds between obviously, and Stephen.
Yeah.
But then Nitro's behind him by 2 seconds.
Nitro is on the hard tyre though, and O'Stevens on the soft. As Stenos, new fastest lap of the race, he is. I said he was going to rampage up to the back of the drivers at the front. He's within DRS of Kent.
But obviously, one you've got to watch as well is Ruddo as well. Obviously, he's trying to catch up. Like I said, Nitro's on those hard tyres. Ruddo will probably catch him in the next lap or two.
He might. Oh, Kent's gone into the wall and he's gone round. He's just about saved it. He wasn't really fighting anybody. He got overtaken by Stenos, and that's just a little lapse in judgment. And unfortunately for Kent, he's gone from what would have been probably 4th place down to 9th. And if he's not careful, O'Stevens going to get him here on the approach to turn 4. But I think actually O'Stevens just a little bit too far back.
No, fair play to Kent there for just obviously staying off the track, making sure it was obviously safe before coming back on track and cracking on. So fair play to Kent on that one.
Yeah, it was good racecraft actually. It's a really good point, Mikey.
That's something we love to see. Obviously, fair enough, we've had a mistake, but don't ruin other people's races. So it's good to see. Yeah, we can sort of display that, especially in an evaluation race as well.
Now, there are a couple of drivers who are on the charge, and it's the drivers in 7th and 8th place. It's Gel and Matty Rudd. Behind the 2 Sauber drivers now are these two. Now, Gel has got DRS. This should be straightforward enough, but Giuliano has got DRS and a slightly broken front wing, so they have a little bit less downforce on that Sauber. He's going to be on the inside, though, as Gel. Is this a move complete? Matty Rudd goes, oh, it was, and then he just kicked the car over the curb, and Matty Rudd says, thank you very much. And the Aston Martin moves to 7th.
Sorry, Kent has come in for a new set of tyres and he's gone onto the soft compound for obviously these last few laps to obviously try and do what Kent does best and nick that fastest lap time, as we know he's done in the past. But he's got to be careful because a lot of both DXT and Matty and Lyon agrees with me there.
I think their tyres are a bit too old as Hulkenberger moves past Ruddo, but Ruddo, trying to get underneath the Alpine, couldn't quite find his way past. Back to 6th place, and there's a Sauber train going on at the exit of the final corner, and Matty's going to have to go for the overtake. Yellow flag.
Bassi's just lost the back end a little bit, but he's got it back going again. It's all good. Just obviously turn 3, just the back end just slid a bit.
Here we go. Oh, that's going to be 3 wide, surely not through the middle of the corner. I can't believe it, through turn 2. They've just about survived. On the inside is Giuliano Manu. I don't know how they've come through turn 3 together, but they have. Giuliano Manu, his tyres done. He drops to 8th place, but that was brilliant racecraft. Matty Rudd, you've got no battery left, sunshine, but you're still diving up the inside of Gel Green, and it gets... And that was...
There.
Yeah, there was a bit of contact, but Gel just... I think that was to do with speed differentials. Matty parked it on the apex, but Gel's trying to find a way past. This is absolutely frenetic. We've got 3 laps to go here. Iran is on the back of Klipskiri for 4th place. Stenos has almost caught Sydney in the gang, which is what I'm going to call him. And Clips, I think, has a slightly broken front wing as well, to be fair to him. So he's done a really good job. Clips picks up another time penalty, so it won't matter.
Yeah,
here comes...
Clips has got damage, sorry, to the front right wing. Same sort of feeling as well. So obviously him and the Sauber driver having the same sort of issues, but they're still cracking on.
They are indeed, but Giuliano Manu with that broken front wing, I think he might just hold on to 8th place, depending on how quick O'Stephen is on those soft tyres, which still will be working at this point. Gel trying to get past Matty Rudd, more time penalties being applied everywhere you look. Here comes Gel this time, that's a nice little dummy to the inside line. Can he make that move stick? Yes, he can, and he serves up a little bit of medicine to Matty Rudd. He parks it on the outside line, and Matty can't fight back. Nice move.
Oh, who's this on the outside? Is that... Oh, now obviously they've caused the Clips now. Oh, is Clips just getting out of the way?
I think Clips' damage and his old tyres are starting to pack in a bit here, and both two soft tyre runners have just shot past him. We are on the final lap after everything that's happened, ladies and gentlemen. It has been unbelievably frantic. But Nathan, we haven't seen much of him. He still leads the way. Sydney is second. Stenos is almost within DRS, but I don't know if he'll make it. We're watching the big fight for 5th place.
It's just unreal, just obviously looking at this data for the tyres. Obviously, both Red
Bull.
Oh,
Matty Rudd into the back of Gel. That was very clumsy, I've got to say. I think he misjudged that and just hit the back of the Red Bull as he went out the corner, but Gel almost lighting up the rear tyres on the exit of turn 3 to the outside line and then to the inside line. That's a great little switchback. Matty saw it too late and he can't defend the inside line, and through he goes, but a kick of oversteer for the Red Bull. Can he hang on to the outside line? No, and Matty goes through, but Matty goes deep and Gel goes back through. TTG Nathan, well done. What a great victory for you, Sunshine. That's a victory for him. We're back to that battle though, because I think Gel's going to win it for 5th place. My goodness. Well done to Sydney and Stenos and Iran as well. They've had great drives, but
I think Stenos had a 10-second penalty at the end as well there, sorry.
I think he would have done, yeah.
Not serving, yeah. But no, that, to be fair, between those...
O'Stevens ended up 6th. What a drive.
Oh, mate, that's brilliant. That is actually brilliant.
Hulkenberger's just popped up into 9th place as well because of the penalties.
Let's have a look. Obviously, Spuddy bringing it home for 13th. Oh no, Kent's just nicked that off him. Obviously, Lionel Greasby bringing it home
in front of the. He got He got past Matty at the final corner. That's a good move. That, yeah, he did indeed. Well, let's just take stock of what we've just watched, because that was fantastic. There was so much action. We had a safety car thrown in with the opening lap incident. Of course, I'm sure Owen and Darryl will be able to sort that one out. We didn't see much of our race winner, who's got the phone again in the Racing Bull. Again, I've said it before, I don't think I'd see it. Race winner is TTG Nathan 66. Bashi got the fastest lap on the final lap there. Sydney gets driver of the day. Clips Kiri most overtakes. And O'Stephen got cleanest driver, which I'm sure he'll be thrilled about. Let me just confirm these race results then. It's TTG Nathan and Sydney with a Racing Bull 1-2. Sydney, by the way, what a drive. From the back of the grid to second. Stenos, third. Brilliant. Iran in 4th, Gel in 5th, O'Stephen, well done mate for not getting any penalties, that's put you in 6th position, Giuliano Manu 7th, Nitrogash in 8th, Hulkenberger inside the top 10 with Matty Rudd 2. Clips and Ruddo just missing out on points, as have Kent, Sir Spud, Lionel Greasby, DXT Matty. Bashi was the last race finisher. We had 3 DNFs, Trist games, something to do with Bashi, it might have been, we suspect. Owen and Darryl, of course, victims of an incident on the first lap. But 2 races, 2 different race winners.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. Obviously, the fact we fought, obviously Silverstone was great to watch. But yeah, what was that like? It's just from start to finish, just constant entertainment. So, you know, brilliant. Obviously, race winner also was on podium. Obviously, at one point it was a bit, what could happen here? Just took his time, whizzed through the field and just owned it. Obviously, fastest lap from Bashi there. Obviously, most overtakes from Clips. Man with the broken wing. bringing it home. But no, absolutely brilliant racing across the field from everyone over both races. So, pat on the back, boys. So,
Yeah,
fair play.
really good racing, really fantastic to watch. We are going to have another race evaluation next week. It'll be evaluation race 2. We'll give you all of the details about what the tracks are going to be for those ones. We might do Silverstone and Austria again, to be fair. I'm sure we've discussed it previously, but again, we're going to have a whole new set of drivers who are going to be fighting. We might see some of the drivers from tonight racing as well, because it'll be good to see them too, which should be really, really positive. Mikey, I'm going to leave one more comment with yourself before we finish up for the evening. If you had to pick a driver of the day, and I know it's really hard because there's so much action, who would you give it to across the 2 races? I know who I'd pick, but who would you pick?
Oh, you've put me on the spot here.
I have, yeah.
You love doing that. To be fair, it's hard to pick everyone across the board. It was just some great racing to watch.
The director, of course, of IRL has all of his children are his favourite children,
yes,
whereas I'm not like that. I'll give it to Sydney. I will give it to Sydney. I think taking a race victory and then coming back from 19th to finish 2nd in Austria is very impressive. So I'll give it to Sydney for that. All right, well, Mikey, have you got anything else to say before I finish up?
No, obviously, like I said earlier, applications are still live, so get them in. Obviously, jump on the Discord, any issues, give any of the management team a shout. More than willing to help and obviously discuss any issues or try and get you involved. Obviously, hope to see you next week. Jack?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, what a set of races that was this evening. We'll have another set, I'm sure, next week as well. We'll tell you more about it over the coming days on Discord. But from Mikey and myself, JackTM53, thank you very much for watching the evaluation race 1 for Invictus Racing League season 21. And wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one, and we'll see you next week.